Back in 1927, someone found a crystal skull hidden inside a Mayan temple. It was carved from a single chunk of quartz, no tool marks anywhere, but it looked just like a real human skull. People kept digging, and secret research started to show something wild. The skull wasn't alone. Turns out, it's part of a whole network scattered around the world. If you mess with one, the others react instantly, almost like they're connected on some quantum level, no matter how far apart they are. Inside the crystal, there are these tiny channels that bend and play with light. Put a few of the skulls together, and suddenly they're projecting star maps, real galaxies, way out there in space. Some researchers say the skulls actually respond to people's thoughts, shifting their patterns depending on what you're feeling or thinking about. All this hints at something way smarter than us. It looks like someone designed these things to talk across the globe, way before we even dreamed up modern technology. If a skull could communicate across the globe, imagine what an ancient machine might be hiding. Found in a Greek shipwreck, the Antikythera mechanism was long thought to be a simple astronomical calculator, but secret research revealed something extraordinary. It contained components functioning at a quantum level. Tiny gears weren't just for astronomy. They encoded quantum constants and even demonstrated effects like entanglement. It could calculate solar eclipses, planetary alignments, and asteroid movements decades ahead of modern science. The level of precision is mind-blowing, impossible for ancient Greeks. Experts believe it was combined mechanical engineering with quantum processing, technology that humans wouldn't reach for centuries. Classified studies keep most of its secrets, but what we do know shows that someone long ago had knowledge far beyond our current understanding. While some ancient machines played with quantum forces, others were quietly powering entire cities centuries before electricity was discovered. In 1936, Iraqi archaeologists discovered what appeared to be regular clay jars. These jars, called the Baghdad batteries, contained iron rods and copper cylinders that, when mixed with acid, generated electricity. Covert studies revealed tiny wire networks within that were made with precision that ancient humans shouldn't have had. Since some components weren't even present on Earth, they postulated an extraterrestrial origin. What's even more astounding is that the jars were connected by subterranean networks and could generate electricity for months, creating an antiquated electrical system that was far ahead of its time. And if they could generate electricity in secret, wait until you see what they could build from stone. During the 1930s, workers clearing jungles in Costa Rica stumbled upon nearly 300 stone spheres. Some were small, others over 6 feet wide, yet all displayed astonishing geometric perfection. Complex stone arrangements inside several spheres suggested sophisticated engineering rather than ornamentation. They matched constellation placements as viewed from orbit when mapped, suggesting that pre-Columbian cultures were incapable of knowing astronomy. The spheres could vibrate at specific frequencies and function as sound-based gadgets, according to acoustic tests. According to petrographic research, the stone was carried with much effort because it came from far-off quarries. When combined, these spheres show a degree of forethought and accuracy that points to supervision by a highly developed intelligence. Perfect spheres are one thing, but what happens when technology falls straight from the stars? In 1947, something crashed near Roswell, New Mexico. The military said it was a weather balloon, but what was recorded told a very different story. Among the debris was a strange metal unlike anything seen on Earth. It was lighter than aluminum, yet stronger than steel. Even more incredible, it could bend, twist, or crush, and still return to its original shape. Tests showed it reacted to electromagnetic fields, almost like it was alive. Dr. Jesse Marcel, the officer who first studied the metal, called it impossible. Later, research by Dr. Anthony Corso confirmed it contained structures that humans couldn't make even today. Decades later, the memory metal remains classified, a mystery hiding technology far beyond our time. From metal that bends reality to stones that chart the cosmos, the secrets only get stranger. In 1938, explorers in caves along the China-Tibet border uncovered hundreds of stone discs, later called the Dropa stones. At first glance, they looked like ordinary burial objects, But under magnification, tiny hieroglyphs covered their surfaces. Secret translations revealed instructions for spaceflight, genetic engineering, and navigation across the stars. Even electromagnetic field propulsion systems, concepts that humanity wouldn't comprehend for thousands of years, were described on the discs. In electromagnetic tests, they released weak fields and signals, indicating that they could store and transmit data. Analysis of their materials led to the discovery of rare elements that are not found on Earth. If discs could store advanced knowledge, what about a metal object that shouldn't even exist in this timeline? In 1974, Romanian workers uncovered an aluminum wedge buried alongside 20,000-year-old mastodon bones. Aluminum shouldn't even exist naturally in pure form that far back. It wasn't refined until 1825. Yet this artifact shows perfect machining, aerospace-grade alloy composition, and no oxidation despite its age. X-ray studies revealed crystalline structures unknown to Earth metallurgy. Even more bizarre is the fact that despite the bone's age, the aluminum appears to be brand new, creating a perplexing temporal paradox. Studies show it could handle extreme stress, hinting at a design far beyond anything we understand. Today, it's locked in classified storage. And if humans couldn't make this metal, maybe they didn't build the runways either. Peruvian Nazca lines have long been regarded as enigmatic works of desert art, but secret investigation uncovers something amazing. The lines, which cover an area of almost 170 square miles and function as airplane landing strips and navigation signals, were carefully constructed. While some patterns enhance radio frequencies, suggesting communication arrays, subsurface electromagnetic scans reveal channels and paths intended to direct vehicles. Heat and energy much beyond the capabilities of prehistoric technology were needed to turn the desert soil itself into glass-like surfaces. Alignments demonstrate advanced geological understanding by matching minerals with subterranean water sources. These lines show that the person who constructed them was centuries ahead of human capabilities. When the Earth itself can guide flight, some artifacts seem almost alive, watching every move. Back in 1996, some miners in South Africa stumbled on this strange metallic sphere, and honestly, it's still a mystery. Scientists dated it at 2.8 billion years old, which already sounds wild. But here's where it gets even weirder. The thing rotates by itself, gives off electromagnetic fields with no battery or anything, and if you scratch it, the metal just heals up like nothing happened. They ran X-rays on it and saw these tiny structures inside, stuff that looks a lot like nanotech. When people get close, it reacts, almost like it knows someone's there. The metal itself? It's made of isotopes you just don't find on Earth, and the machinery inside works on a level that's way ahead of anything people can make. And if a sphere can think, imagine a screw millions of years older than life itself. Back in 1998, some Russian geologists stumbled across something wild. A tiny screw, barely a millimeter long, buried in a rock that's 300 million years old, way before anything like people showed up. The threads on this thing? Absolutely flawless, down to the nanometer. Honestly, making something that precise is still a stretch for us today. They put it under an electron microscope and found crystals and rare isotopes you just don't see on Earth. And get this, people have found screws just like it in rocks from all over the world. It doesn't look like a fluke of nature. Someone, or something, put them there on purpose. The level of detail and precision is off the charts. We're talking about nanotechnology that blows modern science out of the water. These are only the artifacts we know about. What other impossible technologies are hidden, waiting to be uncovered? Subscribe now to uncover more secrets that the world wasn't meant to see.